Hey everyone, life isn't a level playing field. Some folks get a head start with all the resources, support, and opportunities you could dream of. Others, they're stuck at the starting line armed with nothing but grit and determination. But here's the real talk. Starting late doesn't mean you're out of the race. It just means you got to run it differently. You can't afford to take it slow or make excuses. If you're behind, you've got to move faster, think sharper, and act with purpose. Success isn't going to pause and wait for you to catch up. The race is still on, and it's up to you to set the pace. Starting late isn't a deal breaker for your dreams. Plenty of people think if they didn't get in the game early, they're done for. That's a lie. Life doesn't care when you start. It cares how fast you move, how focused you stay, and how much you commit once you're in. But let's be clear, starting late comes with a catch: urgency. Your biggest fight isn't the competition out there, it's the battle within. You don't have years to sit around overthinking. You can't spend decades tinkering through trial and error. Every choice matters, every step counts. Every second you waste puts you further back. That's why urgency is your secret weapon. Urgency doesn't mean charging in blindly. It's about cutting out the noise and zeroing in on what actually moves the needle. Late starters can't afford to say, "I'll figure it out later." Later was yesterday. The clock's ticking faster now. Every skill you pick up, every move you make, every chance you seize has to be sharp and swift. Early starters might have room to mess up and bounce back. You don't. You gotta learn from other people's mistakes instead of making your own. Watch the market, study the winners, dissect the failures, so you don't waste years learning lessons the hard way. Urgency demands discipline. You can't just work when you're in the mood. You've got to show up when you're exhausted, when it's uncomfortable, when you're unsure. You don't have the luxury of long breaks. Every day you slack, someone who started earlier pulls further ahead. But here's the flip side. Starting late can be your edge if you embrace it right. Late starters often bring more maturity, clearer perspective, and a fiercer drive to succeed. They've seen what happens when chances slip away. That hunger can fuel action at a pace early starters rarely match. But it only works if you make urgency a habit, not a choice. Starting late forces you to be lean and efficient. You learn to skip pointless steps, focus on what works, and use tools, tech, and strategies to save time. While others might spend years experimenting, you're streamlining your path. That's how starting late can make you sharper, more effective. Look at the world's success stories. Plenty of them started late. They didn't grow up with a silver spoon or a perfect setup, but they moved with urgency. They didn't waste time envying those who started early or whining about life's unfairness. They poured their energy into catching up and often ended up passing everyone else. Urgency is the spark that turns a late start into a victory. Regret is a trap you can't afford to fall into. It's a time thief, sapping your energy and keeping you stuck in the past. Late starters often get caught up thinking, if only I'd started sooner. If only I'd made better choices. If only I'd taken that shot. But every moment you spend on if only is a moment stolen from your progress. Regret doesn't push you forward, it drags you back. You can't rewrite your past. No amount of dwelling changes what's in front of you now. It's like running with a heavy backpack while everyone else runs free. If you want to move fast, you've got to drop that weight. Regret feels like you're doing something, like you're reflecting, but most of the time it's just an excuse to avoid action. It's easier to stew over what could have been than to build what can be. People tell themselves stories about how life's been unfair, how others had better shots, how the deck was stacked against them. Those stories don't change a thing. They just keep you distracted from shaping the future you want. Action is the antidote to regret. Every ounce of energy spent on what if needs to go into what now. The sooner you stop looking back, the faster you'll move forward. Progress has a way of drowning out regret because results make the past irrelevant. When you start late, you can't just analyze your mistakes forever. Learn the lesson, take the value, and keep moving. Regret wants to trap you in endless reflection, convincing you you'll feel ready someday. Action proves readiness comes from doing, not thinking. Regret is resistance in disguise. It's your brain dodging the discomfort of effort. It feels safe because as long as you're stuck in the past, You're not risking failure in the present. But safety kills urgency, and urgency is your lifeline when you start late. Your energy is finite. Every morning, you've got a limited amount of mental and physical fuel. Where you put it matters. If you give even a fraction to regret, you're shortchanging your ability to build skills, seize opportunities, and push forward. Successful late starters aren't the ones with perfect pasts. They're the ones who funneled every bit of energy into the present. Turn regret into power by flipping the script. Instead of "I lost 10 years, say "I know the value of 10 years, so I won't waste another day." Instead of "I should have started earlier," say "I'm starting now, and I'll catch up faster than anyone expects." That shift changes everything. Hard work alone won't cut it when you start late. You can grind day and night, but if you're running in the wrong direction, you'll just burn out. That's why smart work is non-negotiable. Smart work lets you cover more ground in less time. Exactly what you need when you're playing catch up. It starts with clarity. Know where you're headed and why. Late starters can't wander aimlessly for years. You've got to map out the most effective path. Study the landscape, size up the competition, and pick the fastest route. It's not about outworking everyone. It's about making every hour count more. Smart work means learning from others. You don't have to repeat their mistakes. Skip years of trial and error by studying their stories, analyzing their failures, and adapting their wins. Late starters need to compress decades of experience into months. You can't take 5 years to learn what someone else already figured out. Learn it in 5 months. Use tech, tools, and systems to multiply your efforts. Automate what you can. Delegate what doesn't need your touch. Lean on platforms that speed you up. Early starters might get away with slow, manual work. You can't. You've got to cut corners without cutting quality. Networking is a game changer for smart work. The right connections can open doors hard work alone might never budge. A mentor can save you years of struggle. A partner can help you achieve in months what might take years solo. Smart work isn't just about grinding alone. It's about linking up with people who can help you move faster. Prioritization is where most people trip up. They mistake busyness for progress. Late starters can't waste time on tasks that don't matter. Focus on the 20% of actions that drive 80% of your results. Every hour has to be invested where it counts most. Efficiency doesn't mean dodging hard work. It means pairing it with strategy so your efforts hit harder. You'll still put in long hours, but they'll be targeted. You'll still push yourself, but you'll push in the right direction. Adaptability is key too. The world moves fast, and late starters can't cling to outdated methods.
Rock steady and able.
Pivot when something's not working. Drop strategies that don't deliver. Early starters might have time to be stubborn. You don't. When you start late, you can't reinvent the wheel. The path you're on has been walked before. Those ahead of you, their successes, their failures, are your roadmap. Study their moves. Watch how they handle pressure, how they recover from setbacks, how they seize wins. Those details let you make smarter choices without spending years learning the hard way. Books, interviews, articles. They're like free masterclasses from people who paid the price of experience. A mentor can steer you clear of dead ends and point you to opportunities you'd miss otherwise. Humility is your ally here. Don't let pride stop you from asking for help. Admitting what you don't know is the fastest way to learn it. Mistakes are universal. Learn from them. Success might depend on unique circumstances, but failures teach lessons anyone can use. Every mistake you avoid saves time. Every pitfall you sidestep brings you closer to your goal. Technology makes this easier than ever. Knowledge is at your fingertips. Online courses, social media, communities where experts share insights. The gap between you and the wisdom you need has never been smaller. The only question is whether you'll grab it. Those ahead aren't just your competition, they're your shortcut. Their experience is your fast track. Talent won't save you, brains won't save you, even luck, if it shows up, won't carry you far enough. Consistency and intensity are what close the gap. Consistency means showing up every day, no matter how you feel, no matter the conditions. It's making progress non-negotiable. Late starters fail, not because they lack skill, but because they treat effort like it's optional. They grind for a week, then vanish for a month. But when you're behind, every day you skip is a day someone else gains ground. Consistency isn't about giant leaps. It's about steady steps that stack up over time. Discipline keeps you moving when motivation fades. Intensity is what turns up the heat. Consistency keeps you in the race, but intensity makes you faster. You've got to bring focus and energy that push you past your comfort zone. Intensity isn't about burning out. It's about working with purpose and maximum effort in the time you've got. It cuts out distractions and half-hearted attempts. While others coast, you're running at a pace that shrinks years into months. Together, consistency and intensity are unstoppable. Consistency builds momentum, intensity maximizes every step. Without consistency, intensity is just a flash with no follow-through. Without intensity, consistency is too slow to catch up. Consistency and intensity also attract opportunities. Luck tends to find those who are prepared and moving. Stay consistent and you're always ready. Bring intensity and you make the most of every chance. You can't wait for luck. You've got to create a life where it finds you working hard and smart every day. These qualities build resilience too. Challenges stop feeling like walls and start feeling like part of the process. You develop habits that make effort automatic. Late starters can't quit when things get tough. They need a rhythm that powers through. Combine consistency and intensity and you get acceleration. The gap between where you are and where you want to be shrinks faster than anyone expects. People will be shocked at how quickly you're catching up, but you'll know it's no accident. It's deliberate effort, applied relentlessly. In the end, starting late isn't a curse, it's just a different race. The rules are clear. Move with urgency, act with precision, stay disciplined. While others have the luxury of time, you've got the power of focus. Every moment is precious, every action intentional, every effort twice as potent. Forget regret. It's a weight you can't carry. Don't dwell on missed chances, create new ones. Don't obsess over the gap. Close it with smart strategies and relentless drive. Learn from those ahead, skip their mistakes, and apply their lessons faster. Consistency and intensity are your engines, pushing you closer to your goals every day. It doesn't matter when you start, it matters how you finish. Run twice as fast, think twice as smart, act twice as focused, and you can still cross the finish line first. The race is yours to win if you run it without holding back.